About time we do this one. Damn, we've been doing this channel for almost 4 years, and damn near Danganronpa took up 2 years of that. And you mean to tell me I haven't done shit with anything Junko related with her own video? That's crazy. On the surface, you think Junko just a raggedy ass villain with the most basic ass premise, oh, I just did shit just because for shits and giggles. But when you actually look down and deep into the actual plot of Junko, you can see that her mind is like a deep dish pizza, and it's super deep. The same way it's deep about her vagina. She actually does have a lot more to her that's, you know, really kind of weirdly, unexpectedly making her deep, right? Like she actually has her whole thing with despair and her talent, which honestly really isn't the ultimate despair, but it's more so like the ultimate analyst, considering that she knows that everything is going to happen. Then you also have the fact that she can see things, and so she's gonna be bored easily, so why not lean on that power of despair? Lean on that shit because it's crazy as hell, like your ex-wife coming through in your house and starting to cook for you, but it's poison, so you don't want to eat that. Which is hilarious enough because Junko actually can cook, however she will scoop out your eyeballs, so I have no time for that.
Death could come for you like a thief in the night, leaving the world awash in despair!
Honestly, Junko remind me of characters as like Toga, and I guess on a more godlike level, Ajimu, because there is so much shit that they could do, but effing around with people is like the one thing that they absolutely, you know, just have in common. And for a Toga comparison, Toga likes people because that's how she kind of is with her clerk and stuff that makes her the way she is. Junko's kind of the same way, except, you know, her upbringing and everything else is also a part of that with that talent. And with Junko, maybe with her, maybe at some point in time when she was a child, perhaps she took the entirety of despair and made it to a point where she can enjoy it because that's all she saw, and now she just makes that shit up and just do what she wants. Crazy thing is, she know it's bad, she know it's evil, but she just does it anyway. I feel like Junko is one of those villains where it's a character that you love to hate or you just hate to love, honestly, because even though with all the nonsense she caused, and there's a lot of nonsense, like kidnapping kids, going ahead and make them kill their own parents, making a whole ass world just basically fall into despair in the most brutal ass way possible, manipulation, lobotomizing people, starting freaking wars, literally hosting a damn killing game just so she can air that shit out there in the world for people to see, just because, again, it's all shits and giggles for her. And even in death, woman's still causing hell, still trying to F up the whole entire world by trying to hack shit just so everybody can become Junko, which is some nonsense. Yet she's fine as hell, and I had to be like, damn, you did so much horrible shit, you bitch. But I still want to clap that ass. And before somebody like, well, Jay, she's underage, you can't necessarily say that about her. Also, would you really blame me, considering how many times that the literal show itself and series as a whole quite literally keep talking about how fine Junko is, like Toku in Ultra Despair Girls, where she's like, also she's a bad person with massive tits. I can see that, Toko. I want to lick all them hoes. What make her also fun, but also is the literal main problem with her, is that she's random and you don't necessarily know what you're gonna get. Hell, she'll change her personality just because she doesn't want to be bored, honestly. I think the most scariest variation of her is when she just literally goes off the walls and just preach about despair. Literally telling you how good it is, how much she loves it, and all that type of stuff. Yet, it's so dangerous, and that's the most worst form of her, and yet she's still fine, and I want to clap. And I just represented the majority of Twitter.
You see, despair is the great unknown. Come on, pumpkin pie. Some part of you has to understand. Embrace despair and we'll shatter the glass together! I am your salvation! It's fate! We were destined to walk hand in hand!
Like, Junko is quite literally the pinnacle of all crazy women in anime. She is quite literally the ultimate at being insane. If anything, Danganronpa still survives thanks to her just because of how crazy and wild, and the next thing that she just doesn't necessarily make any type of sense, but that's the type of person that she is. And yet, even though I said all that, there's still moments in the show where it feels like she's a blank slate, and yet I can see why people can make so many headcanons out of Danganronpa characters, especially with Junko, because she doesn't necessarily feel like she has a lot going on, even though she exactly has everything going on. Like, I don't even know if I did it justice in my own Kakatsu story, but you can kind of believe that it's the case, mainly because you just can believe that, yeah, she will be in despair, she will cause some nonsense, whether whether it's like this or not, exactly, it's still something that you can kind of see her kind of doing. She's quite literally like the interpretation of the fans can be used for her for whatever reason, and then you can still believe that, oh yeah, that's something that she could do. She's so designed to the point where she's so disgusting, horrible, terrible piece of shit of a person, yet crafted so beautifully, so masterfully, that you kind of can just forgive her, honestly. And you think I'm lying about the blank slate part, Danganronpa S made her a good person for a little while. So you can tell that, you know, she can basically do whatever she wants, and you can kind of believe her if you put her in any fanfiction. You can kind of see something kind of happening where it's like, yeah, I can totally see why this will be a working thing for her. Like, even if I would put butter on her asshole, which... no, finish the thought. Even if I put butter on her asshole, or maybe even in her asshole, then just literally sprinkle it with cheese, sour cream, and maybe some black pepper and salt, and just eat that shit like it's a baked potato, that shit would kind of fit her. And that shit honestly sounded delicious. Like, low-key, if Junko actually cleaned out her asshole, and it was actually, like, nice, and it wasn't necessarily any shit, and then she obviously didn't have to go to the bathroom, dead ass, I probably would do that. I ain't gonna necessarily hold you. Like, imagine eating a nice potato out of her ass. That sounds low-key delicious.